Hi, welcome to another edition of the Alan Rosenberg Show, and tonight I'm very excited to be reviewing the Dire Straits live box set that came out 1978 to 1992. It looks like that. It's a clamshell box, and that's the what a cover looks like. There's the front cover, and those are the 5 albums that are in there. 5 albums and 8 CDs in total. Now I'm going to be going through each one and comparing it to the original live albums because these are expanded, remastered, and there's an extra bonus in here that's just incredible in my opinion and worth the price of admission alone. So here's the box set. You probably know from my channel, maybe you don't. I am a huge Dire Straits fan. I got into them when the first album came out. I think they are, without exaggeration, one of the greatest bands of all time. I think Mark Knopfler is like a genius. And these 6 albums are a perfect discography. I love Dire Straits in the sense that kind of like the Stones, Jethro Tull, Springsteen to a certain extent, U2. What a lot of the greatest bands for me are bands that aren't always the same, you know. And the amazing thing about Dire Straits is these 6 studio albums are very, very different from each other. Well, the first 2 are very similar. Other than that, you know, besides personnel changes, the sound changes. So I could listen to Dire Straits anytime because depending on my mood, if I want to hear like progressive kind of music, you can go over Love Over Gold. All of this stuff is just the highest quality. And I always take my hat off to Mark Knopfler in a sense for packing it in at the top of their career, kind of like what Sting did with the Police. There was just nowhere else to go. This is the booklet, and the booklet is just okay. Be honest with you, it's fairly thin. It doesn't really go into a lot regarding the live records. So I was not overly impressed with this live booklet. Good graphics there, though. But for me, it's all about the music. And the 5 albums in here, 4 of them are previously released. But they're all different in this box. So the question is, do you need to get this box? Is it worth it? This is the hype sticker. It says it's an 8 CD set. I guess it is, but it's really only 5 albums because a couple of them are doubles. So let's get into it. In the box, I just showed you the booklet. It also comes with these cards, reproductions of the covers. This one is Alchemy. It's like kind of cardstock. There's On the Night. And there's Encores, which was kind of like an extended play, an EP single. This was live at the BBC. And the new one, which is Live at the Rainbow, December 21st, 1979, on the communique era of the band, which is gold to have. So let's talk about it. They come in this order, and it comes in the order of the albums. Now, Alchemy was their first live record. Here is the original CD. I bought it on vinyl when it came out, and this is the original 2 CDs in the slipcase. This actually came out in, when did this come out? I think it was 1984. Yeah, 1984. And it was before Brothers in Arms. It was really the Love Over Gold tour. There's a video recorded at the Hammersmith Odeon, which is incredible. And this is the original CD. Let's see if I'll leave it here for now. So there's the set list on the original CD. It had Love Over Gold on the CD. On the original vinyl, it couldn't fit Love Over Gold, so that wasn't on it. The new Alchemy is different. This is the new one, and it gatefolds. When you got the original vinyl, it looked like that. And then on the vinyl, and even on this one, it said no overdubs. This is bare bones, you know, recorded live as it happened. And so for people who complain that live albums are fabricated, not these Dire Straits live albums. They're as live as you can get, and I appreciate that. This is the poster that comes with the Alchemy CD, which is okay. Some live shots of the band. So they were really popular at the time, but certainly not world dominating yet. This was before Brothers in Arms. So basically, you got the Dire Straits album came out very late in '78. Communicate was '79. Making Movies 80, Love of Gold 82, Brothers in Arms 85, and then a big 6-year break for On Every Street. The 2 official live albums came out 84. That's Alchemy. Let's talk about this, and then we'll continue. So again, this was for Love Over Gold. The new version of Alchemy is different. So here is the new one, and a couple of different changes. You got extra tracks on this are Industrial Disease, which is the second song. Actually, let's go back. So here's how neat Mark Knopfler is and so uncommercial even then. He opens up with Once Upon a Time in the West, which is just incredible, over 10 minutes long. I mean, this thing just, I love it. It's amazing. But that's originally on Communique. It's just not, when they say Dire Straits and you expect the band to come out rip-roaring and maybe do Espresso Love or something, it goes into this really long, extended jam of Once Upon a Time in the West, and it's got a great groove, and it's phenomenal. Industrial Disease is not on the original version, and I understand why. It's really raw, and it just doesn't come off that great live. I'm thrilled to have it, but, I understand why they didn't put it on the original. Espresso Love, Romeo and Juliet, incredible, again, like 10 minutes long. Love Over Gold, Private Investigations, and Sultans of Swing. So Sultans of Swing on these live Dire Straits albums is over 10 minutes long. It's nothing like the short, sharp single that you're familiar with. This is Dire Straits jamming and really extending and moody. Slows down and picks up, and it's nothing like the original version, and it's awesome. Twistin' by the Pool is new here. Two Young Lovers. Portobello Bell is new on here. Excellent. That was originally, they put a version of that on this compilation album, Money for Nothing, but it was edited on there. Here you have the full performance in between tracks and things like that. And then Tunnel of Love is extraordinary, one of the greatest songs of all time. Live, it's amazing. And can you see? You can't really see. Yeah, there it is. Solid Rock, Telegraph Road, and the theme from Local Hero, Going Home. This is a phenomenal live record, but it is Dire Straits in a different vein. It's not short and sharp and tight. This is extended jams and a lot of jamming and a lot of extended workouts, and it's phenomenal. But you got to be prepared for that. But it's great. It's very muscular. The drummer on Alchemy is Terry Williams, who was in Rockpile, and he plays with a heavy hand. He's a really hard-driving rock drummer, and I think it's really, really cool. It works really well on Alchemy. But again, it's different than those early albums. Next up was On the Night. That album came out in 1993, which celebrated the On Every Street album, which was 1991. So this was the live album initially, and that was the single version that originally came out. Again, this was a much bigger Dire Straits band. I think they had something like maybe 9 members in the band. Now, in the new box set, it is 2 CDs, and it is full length like the whole show, pretty much. And just like they opened with Once Upon a Time in the West, I saw this show, and I remember thinking, what an unusual opener was Calling Elvis. In my opinion, one of the weaker songs from the album, but still really good. But again, over 10 minutes long. It's just not what you expect that opening track to be. It's just so Mark Knopfler, not trying to be commercial. He's trying to be unexpected, and it's all about the music. But you get Walk of Life, you get Heavy Fuel, Romeo and Juliet again, Private Investigation, Sultans of Swing, another 10-plus minute extravaganza, similar to on Alchemy. You get some really cool things that were not on the original release. You get Fade to Black is great. Your Latest Trick is an incredible song. When It Comes to You, wonderful to have that live. And then I Think I Love You Too Much is an unreleased track written by Mark Knopfler. Never put on a Dire Straits studio record, and this is its first appearance, so that's great to have. And then you got side 2, starts off with You and Your Friend, one of the most amazing Dire Straits live tracks. If you don't know that song, it's from On Every Street. You got to hear it. It's incredible. And then the title track On Every Street, Two Young Lovers, Tunnel of Love, Telegraph Road, Money for Nothing, and the incredible, haunting Brothers in Arms. It is another masterpiece. And Another example of how Dire Straits has changed their sound. The sound of the band on the Night is totally different than on Alchemy. This is a big band, 9 members, a ton of pedal steel. Got some influence from the Notting Hillbillies in there, and it's just this expansive sound. Here's the gatefold of what you're looking at. This is a huge band in sound, in personnel. It is a great, great experience. The original album is really great too. Do you need this? Well, I needed it, but you know, if you like Dire Straits, you got to experience these different periods of the band because they change so much. This is very different than Alchemy, which is completely different than BBC. Live at the BBC was originally released on 1995, their third official live album. This is BBC recordings from their really beginnings. A completely different band, a completely different sound than the rest of that. And let me show it to you here in the new box set. In the new box set, it is the same album, remastered, but no additional track listings. Here's what it looks like on the new box set. It is the same thing as there. What you have here is basically the first album, songs from the first album, and you got What's the Matter Baby, great track that they never put on an album as well. And then a bonus of Tunnel of Love from a later day BBC, because that's originally from Making Movies. This is a completely different Dire Straits than these two. This is the original band with Pick Withers on the drums. He is a phenomenal field drummer. He swings. He's very almost jazz-like. The Dire Straits of the beginning first 2 albums is nothing like this Dire Straits on here. It's a completely different sound. So if you like the original Dire Straits, you want to hear Sultans of Swing tight, you know, like a 3-4 minute, here it is. You want to hear Down to the Waterline tight, it's here. This is an excellent, excellent live recording. Again, no overdubs. This is the band, and it's just so great. Musically, they're so great. It's phenomenal. So that's why I love Dire Straits and these recordings. This is essential live music because it's so different. Next up in the box is Encores. This is an extended play. It's like an extra single, leftover tracks from On the Night. It has Your Latest Trick, which is on the Night. That, I guess, was the single. But it throws on 3 extra tracks that weren't on the album and aren't on the deluxe version here. You get The Bug, Solid Rock, and Local Hero, The Wild theme, which is beautiful as well. The Bug is just one of those fun kind of Dire Straits songs like, you know, A Walk of Life. Sometimes you're the windshield, sometimes you're the bug. So this is nice to have for sure. It was originally, I believe, a record store day release. So it's nice to have. And it comes in the box. This is the gold mine right here. This is a previously unreleased recording. Dire Straits live December 21st, 1979. And this from the Rainbow. Here's the gatefold. But this is essential because it's from the Communicate tour. This is the same band as the Dire Straits' first album. And before this, you don't have any official releases that cover Communicate. And for a fan like me, this is just wonderful to have. Because Communicate, I did a ranking video of the studio records. And I'll put it in the description so you can check it out. I did it like 3 years ago. And I ranked Communicate as my number 6 favorite album, my least favorite album. But I say that doesn't mean it's not a phenomenal album. It is. It's just that Communicate, out of all these albums, Communicate is kind of a repeat of the first album because they were released very quickly and they sound very similar. And it's just not quite as good as the debut, at least in my opinion. But it's still phenomenally a great record. Here's the live set from the Rainbow, from the Communicate tour. Down to the Waterline. Interesting. The song doesn't even start until like 3 minutes in. They're on the stage and Knopfler's doing some sound effects and they're building up, some tom-tom rolls, and then they kick into the song. What a great track. Six Blade Knife from the first album. Once Upon a Time in the West. Well, now you get a nice tight version of it as opposed to like a 13-minute version from Alchemy. This is the original band. Pick Withers just swings. Lady Writer, the single from Communicate, sounds great live. Lion, Sultans of Swing, another tight version of it, not that 10+ minute version there. Les Boys, that's a shocker because that didn't come out until 80 on Making Movies. So they played Les Boys way before the album came out, a year before. I have never heard that live. It's probably my least favorite Dire Straits song. It just doesn't really fit the rest of their catalog. But it's fun. Portobello Bell from Communique. News. Great to have that live. That's from Communique. Awesome. What's the Matter, Baby? Again, that's the song that never was released on an album. It's just kind of similar to Lady Writer or Sultans of Swing. So I guess that's why they never released it. Disc 2, Set Me Up in the Gallery from the first album, Solid Rock. You get a preview of a track from Making Movies. Great rocker. But it's different. You could see they're still working on it. It's not the exact song on Making Movies. They're still working on it, and they do a live outing of it. It's fun to have. Southbound again. Where Do You Think You're Going? One of my favorite songs from Communique. An amazing song, and great to have that live. And you got Wild West End. Twisted by the Pool. Really fun to have that live. Great track. And that's where the real concert ends. They bring out Phil Lynott from Thin Lizzy and a guy named Tony Demure. I don't know who that is. I think they said he's from the Fabulous Poodles, but I don't have their stuff. And they come out and they do 4 jam songs. Good Morning Little Schoolgirl, That's All Right Mom and Nadine, and Keep On Knocking. Very unessential. You really don't need that, but apparently this was the last night of the tour, so they brought out some special guests at the end. They did those jams. But this is a goldmine. If you like Dire Straits, there's a hole in your collection, even if you have everything like me, because they never had live Communique era. And here it is, and it's phenomenal. And it's got Pick Withers and the original band, and those guys just swing, man. Oh, my God. The feel that they have, just great. David Knopfler in the band as well, second guitar. So it is a huge success. If you like Dire Straits, do you need to get this? Yeah, I think you do, actually. The bonus tracks, remastered, reconfigurations, and you have an alternate history of one of the greatest bands of all time, right here, but live. And they all sound different, so you're never bored. Here it is, folks. I hope you enjoyed that. Dire Straits Live, 1978-1992. A phenomenal box set. Thrilled to have it. Made in Germany. They did a great job on the clamshell and the little poster and the cards. Let me know what you think. I would love to know. I will put in the description a link to the video I did like 3 years ago. That's that one. Where I ranked the studio albums. Now, it's kind of low fidelity because that's when I first started out, but the content's real good, if I say so myself. As always, stay safe, stay healthy. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you next time on the Alan Rosenberg Show. I'm starting to dig into some box sets now. Okay, I'll see you.